Of all the conversations parents dread with their children, telling kids about getting a divorce has got to rank in the top 5. Even if the split is the best outcome for everyone, the conversation is delicate, and it's one which more and more parents are having to make. But just because it's a common occurrence doesn't make the conversation any easier. How can you reassure your children that they'll still be loved and supported even if mommy and daddy are no longer a couple? What's the best way to tell your kids you're getting a divorce? That's the topic of today's video. Hi, I'm Sean Palmer with the Palmer Law Firm, and I've been practicing exclusively in the area of family law for the past 20 years, and I've been a witness to hundreds of divorces with children involved. I also experienced divorce as a child and as a parent. With that experience, I have a few insights on how to deal with the most delicate of conversations, how to tell your kids you're getting a divorce. The first step is to remember you're not the only person going through this. 1 out of every 2 marriages ends today in divorce, and many divorcing families include children. Communicating divorce to your children is absolutely challenging. An important place to begin is to be kind to yourself and recognize that you're doing the best you can in the approach you decide to take. Don't think of the process of how to tell your kids about being a divorce as a one and done conversation. It'll need to be a series of conversations over time in order to give you, your ex, and your child time to process and have their concerns, fears, and questions answered. Also, think about your child's ability to process the information you're presenting due to their age and emotional maturity. You know your child, so consider how you can make adjustments in your delivery based on what you know. Timing is important. If possible, get support around the time that you're having the conversation. If you can, take time off from work or take some responsibilities off your plate so that you can have more time to focus on your family. Also, try not to have that conversation when there are a lot of other things happening with the rest of the family, like exams at school, work deadlines, birthdays, or holidays. Don't rush the subject and try to get it out of the way. This process requires some time. Also, consider where you're going to speak with your children about your divorce. It's best to have a conversation in a physical space that feels familiar and safe for the child. Often this is in the home, but at a minimum, it should be in a private place where everyone can be comfortable sharing their feelings. And don't forget, the legal divorce procedure is not what your child is focused on. It's the change in their lived experience. So it's important that if any changes to living arrangements are happening, that a conversation happens before the move. This will give you time to help them emotionally prepare for that move. It might feel easier to just break the news to your children yourself, but that's not ideal. Unless there's some safety issue at play, it's best to have both parents in the discussion, especially the first one. This will help your child realize and recognize that the parents are still prioritizing them and the care for them and love them as much as they always loved them. Now write this one down. The most important thing to communicate is that your divorce is not the child's fault. Repeat that many times. Repeat it that the divorce has nothing to do with the children, and repeat again and again how much you love them. During this delicate time, it might be easy for parents to get upset and to argue with one another. That's counterproductive. Don't place any blame on or bad talk each other during the conversation or even anytime during the divorce process in front of the kids. Don't promise things about the parent relationship or how the family will function if you're not sure those promises will happen. For example, if you'll no longer be living in the home, don't say that you'll pick them up from school every day if you're not sure that that can still happen. What you can do to help your children feel more protected and safe is to show as much love as possible during this difficult time. Reiterate your love for them and commitment to the family. As much as possible, try to keep things consistent for the child. Following the conversation, maintaining their normal lives will be key to helping them feel reassured. For example, live in the home for at least a transition period and keep their schedules and activities similar. Have follow-up conversations to see how they're doing and answer the questions and concerns that they have as they come up. Bottom line, put your children's needs and feelings first so that they know that while this change might be painful for them, your love for them hasn't wavered, and that That's the one thing you and the other parent will always share, even if you're living apart. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Palmer with the Palmer Law Firm, where we can't protect your heart, but we can protect your rights.